I remember she was creating a not a mess, I must say. She wanted me not to leave her, and I
Mm.
had to drag her. At that time, I used to drive my scooter, and I had to call my mother-in-law, take her
Mhm.
away, because that was the beginning of my career, and my
Mm.
institution was highly renowned, and there was no scope of any kind of excuse for the teacher reaching late in the class. I remember. Move out.
Yes.
I think, though it is said that we have been given the empowerment that we move out for our own to maintain our own identity. But frankly speaking, I think more than 95% of the stuff is related to the parenting. We
Yes.
move out to bring some bucks back home,
Mm.
not to spend on ourselves, but for
Yes.
the future of our child.
Exactly. So yes, ma'am. Now I want to start our topic, and I want to know what is parenting. I want to know the exact meaning of parenting from you.
I guess, Neha, being women, especially women, otherwise, parenting doesn't mean the role of a woman only. There is the
Yes.
similar kind of, and with similar intensity, the role of the man also comes
Yes.
there. But being a woman, because I started, why I saying started saying being a woman, because just a couple of minutes back you talked about you are missing that you don't have the daughter,
Yes.
because God has blessed us more as compared to men folk with this kind of feeling of parenthood. Maybe we are more expressive, and the men, they are not that much expressive,
Yes.
and
Mm.
because they remain outside most of the time, though we working women also stay out, but even being out, we stay connected with the home at the same time,
Mm.
right?
Right.
So for me, parenting, we all are familiar with the exact meaning of parenting, and it's exactly like no one size fits all. Like, it's a reciprocal relationship between a parent and a child, because every child has a different kind of psychology also. But
Mm.
if we are to sum up what is the meaning of parenting, it is not only physically taking care of your child, it is taking care of his or her mental health,
Yes.
mental level, and providing your child all the security, giving your child all the information in the sense what is happening around, so that your child becomes a good decision maker. Then being flexible, giving your child all the liberty which would help your child to explore and grow, and at the time setting some limitations and draw some lines, so that the flexibility you have given to your child should not harm your child in any way, or shouldn't affect his or her safety also. So there is
Yes.
so much to say about parenthood. We can't sum up parenthood in a single sentence or in a single paragraph, I believe.
Right, ma'am. Exactly, exactly. And as you mentioned, that parenting is not only about we women. Actually, it is connected with both the parents, man, like mother and father, and it is also not about upbringing, like physical upbringing of your child.
Care,
It,
yes.
yes, it has to. It is like it is connected with the we call holistic development, be it
Yeah.
emotional, mental, and that's what I guess. Today's in today's world, if I say about parenting, people or parents are more conscious about providing their children all the materialistic stuff, and they are missing their time, like what exactly their children need. It's their time, it's their concern. So I want to know, what do you think? Is it like this?
Exactly right. Just before the session, I was thinking something about it also. But Neha, to some extent, it's not there that this thing is not at the back of her mind. It is there. But when if I go back to many years back when I started my career, my daughter was so small, and I remember a day I was to leave for my college in the morning, and there was very less time. I used at that time I was having my first period, I remember she was creating a not a mess, I must say. She wanted me not to leave her, and I
Mm.
had to drag her. At that time, I used to drive my scooter, and I had to call my mother-in-law, take her
Mm.
away, because that was the beginning of my career, and my institution was highly renowned, and there was no scope of any kind of excuse for the teacher reaching late in the class. I remember. So yeah. So what I mean to say, I
Yes.
at that time knew what are my priorities. I shouldn't have
Right.
behaved that way with my daughter. My daughter wanted me to be there, but that was my need. But
Mm.
that was not my personal need. Whenever we mothers move out, I
Yes.
think, though it is said that we have been given the empowerment that we move out for our own to maintain our own identity. But frankly speaking, I think more than 95% of the stuff is related to the parenting. We
Yes.
move out to bring some bucks back home,
Mm.
not to spend on ourselves, but for
Yes.
the future of our child.
Exactly.
And so in the process, we missed so many golden opportunities, which
Yes.
the moment we couldn't spend with our children. It
Mm.
didn't mean that we ignored them. We were not left with any other choice at that time. So yeah, it is important to, like you were saying that uh, I think you put me into some similar kind of situation that some people they ignore their
Yes.
children this way. Actually, I must say, being considering myself in that situation, that it's not they don't do it deliberately, but
Mm-hmm.
sometimes situations come your way that to provide a good future to your child, you sacrifice your current or present moment.
Yes, exactly. But my question was like, I know you were helpless that time, ma'am, because you were. It was not that you were busy going in kitty party or you were enjoying your life. It was not. You were struggling. You were struggling to give a bright future to your to your child. That's why you had to ignore. You had to drag her or kind of right. But what I want to say today, when both the parents are working, right, and what they are doing when they when they are home, so instead of spending time with their children, they have
Oh
just
yeah,
they have just given them all the uh, ipad
gadgets
or
and
laptop, yes,
occupied
gadgets,
them with those.
yes.
That
So
thing I think needs to
hmm,
be redefined. Here comes a
that's
role to
yes.
redefine the meaning of the parenthood.
Hmm.
And I feel our generation, and this is the kind of scenario is happening with the today's generation more.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
we don't belong to that generation if I talk about myself. But in today's generation, we notice this thing.
Hmm.
Maybe that at our times, our demands were not that much. But
Yes.
today's parents, their own demands are very high.
Exactly.
They want
Yes.
to have swanky cars, they want to have palatial houses, and they
Right.
majority of them are working in corporate sector where their job hours are so long, they spend
Hmm.
whole time, and the moment they are in, a number of times again they are juggling with something related to that. They
Related.
sometimes they work, and sometimes their official obligations,
Hmm.
and in the process they try to occupy make them occupied with their children with these kinds of gadgets.
Yes, ma'am.
So you may call it choices, you may call it a kind of scenario, but it needs
Hmm.
to be redefined. It needs to be worked
Yes.
on, because
Because
children at that time they are at a very tender age, and mostly it is happening with the children who are just studying in smaller
hmm.
classes, school going at the and also at the tender age.
Yes, actually, as my son is studying in ninth standard now, so
Hmm.
sometimes he comes to me, Mama, I want this particular brand's bag. Mama, I want this pen. Uh, if I recall my childhood days, if we get that Reynolds pen, we were like, oh my God, we have that Reynolds pen. Nowadays, children have the like if a pen, it can be of rupees 10, 20, 25, 50, but our children want like for rupees 250, sometimes for rupees 500, because my son comes to me like my friend has that particular pen, Mama, I want a same pen, I want that particular pencil box. right? It is about trivial stuff, I'm telling you. So initially, sometimes there was a time when I was thinking, like, what is going on? Children are, instead of working on their studies or their concept clearing, they are just busy or indulging, or they are running after brands. I genuinely don't believe all kind of this no running after brands and kind of stuff. I believe, like, I am that kind of woman, okay, simple living and high thinking kind of. Or if I like a kurti for rupees 150 or 200, I go for that. Sometimes, yes, I prefer wearing W or Biba's kurtis also, but it's not that I am crazy for like only brands. So it's sometimes for me as a mother, it is difficult to tackle my son. But now we are more than like mama and beta, we are more than friends. So I always make him understand, in like, don't run after brands. You have to make yourself a brand. Like, your personality should be like that. People want to have that connection with you. Okay, see that he's Suryash, I want to become his friend. So I used to tell him, I can, ma'am, he's my only son, I can provide him each and everything he demands, be it iPhone or kind of. But I have clearly told him, you have to earn everything, you have to earn. You are not going to get everything on that silver plate, because life is completely different. When you will be out of your comfort zone, you will see the reality of people. And then you are going to miss your parents, because we can't be with you every time.
With you all the time. Yeah.
Yes. So I try to, so for this I have to be sometimes rude, sometimes strict with him. So my son is like, mama, why you are so strict? Like, my friends mothers, they are very, they are very friendly with their kids. But I sometimes I feel like, okay, how to make him understand that if I am being strict with him, it is just for his well-being. Because I don't want to raise my child in a very pampered manner. I don't want to give him that life. When he goes out, he feels devastated or shattered, because this, ma'am, this world is not very gentle kind of world. People, different people, we have to face
They are very,
different
the
people.
actual situation, reality is very
Yes.
harsh.
Yes,
Yeah.
this, yes, I was missing this word, because I want him to be that strong that he'll
Ready
be
for
able
that.
to,
Face that
he'll
situation.
be able to tackle the harsh realities of this world.
Yeah.
So that is the reason sometimes I am quite strict with him. I'm not fulfilling all his demands. So I think in today's world, it is really difficult to raise up a child, when especially you have only child. So I want your guidance in this matter, because you have raised your children, and you know all the stuff these days going on. So
The way you have already narrated your side of the story, I think, Neha, you are doing good parenting. These are
yeah,
the signs of being a good parent. Be rigid sometime and be flexible at the second moment,
right.
according to the situation. And
Mm.
in both the cases, it should favor the better future. It should
Yes.
go in the betterment of your children. And you are playing a good role as a parent, I must say.
Thank
So
you.
I can't give you any tips for your child because you know the mental
Yes.
makeup of your child very well. Okay,
Mm.
I can just talk about something theoretical. As I
Mm.
earlier said, no one size fits all. But
Yes.
you are already going your best way. I must
Oh.
appreciate you that way. You are going your best way. Yes, we are in a position because
Mm.
we are a kind of parents who always try to save more for the betterment of for our
Right.
children. So
Yes.
that way we are in a position to provide them all the comfort. But
Mm.
at the same time, because we have faced all those struggles,
Yes.
situations, harsh realities of the life, and
Mm.
being a parent, it's a responsibility to make them aware of this truth. This the
Right.
you can say the bitter side, the bitter picture, or the
Of
bitter
this
side
world.
of the real, this original world.
World.
Why
Yes.
children they demand the brands? This is all because they are well informed. This is
Mm.
due to the exposure they get on the
Yes.
social media.
Social
And
media.
because when they go out, and we try to send our children in better schools, right?
Hmm.
There is
Yes.
no one definition for better. Better, I would have said elite class, elite
Hmm.
institutions also. We
Yes.
want to provide them the best, and every the students come from every strata. Might
Hmm.
be that where your child is going, 70% of the his classmates must be from some high business class, elite classes of the society,
Right.
who have been reared up in that
Hmm.
brand kind of environment. Their parents might be uh, have been grown up in that kind of environment
Yes.
by their parents, because it's a generation game. In
Right.
my case, I consider this is my the first generation who has reached to that level, that
Hmm.
now I can provide a better future to my children. If I
Yes.
go back to my childhood, I grew up as a child of low esteem. I'm a teacher of a, I'm a daughter of a school going school teacher. My
Hmm.
mom was a school teacher, right? So there is a difference in this classification also.
Yes. Yes.
Your son might be comparing himself with the children whose parents might not be belonging to the first generation. There might be
Right.
second, third generations also.
Yes.
You got my
Exactly.
point. So
Right, ma'am.
here comes the role of being a
Hmm.
good parent.
Good
Here
parent.
comes a challenge for you, that how to
Yes.
prove yourself, how you can become, or how you can play the role of being a good parent for
Yes.
your child. I think you are going your best way.
Yes, ma'am. I always I tell him, actually I told him very clearly that it's not a matter of comparison. Everyone has his or her own choices or her own life, right? Now he understands. Now he understands. And you know what? Whenever I go to his school, be it PTM or any kind of, each and every teacher, they approach me. Oh, she's Suryansh's mother. So it makes me feel
Proud.
like, right, proud. And now due to social media, because I have another channel where I post motivational videos. So
Okay.
you will be wondering, yes, I wasn't aware of this. I visited last time. Yes, he has participated in a play, so we were invited to see that play. So as I entered the theater, so teachers were like, hello ma'am, you are doing great job, like I have followed your channel and kind of. So I was like, oh my goodness. So I got so many compliments that they get inspiration from me. And what else I want. And everyone just appreciate my upbringing, because my son is very touchwood, he's sincere and intelligent also. But he is not like these days. If you talk about children, they have tantrums, they always throw tantrums with this school teachers also. So they always appreciate that you are really bringing your child in a very good manner. He is very sensitive and obedient kind of student. He's punctual. And these all kind of compliments really make me feel okay, I'm going on the right track. I'm not just spoiling my child, because it is very easy to spoil. I can provide him, okay beta, you want this, go and take this, go and
I
enjoy your
know.
life. But no, you know what, he got his first step last year only on his birthday. That was that how he got it, because I have made him, I have told him to get uh, like good
Save
marks.
money.
Yes,
Okay.
get good marks. It wasn't that I pressurized him. I know his caliber. I know he can do this. This he is a careless, little bit careless. Boys are, supposed to be careless. So I told him that in 8th standard or in your first term kind of stuffs, you have to get this much, like these grades. So he got all the grades, and then, as I promised, I gifted him. Tab, that is it's not Apple's tab, but I don't know what do we call it. It is just Samsung's. Because I don't want him to be a slave of brands, you know because
Hmm.
it just, see ma'am, we how, like phone, if we talk about phone or laptop, we have to use this for knowledge, for gaining knowledge. So how does it matter I am using particular brand's phone? How does it matter I am making videos from my phone? It is not, I don't have iPhone. because I don't know why, but I don't like now. It's I
I
because
couldn't make it out, Neha. Even I
yes,
couldn't make it out, dear.
no, what is this
I
iPhone?
feel,
iPhone? Hmm.
yeah, iPhone. I couldn't make it out. Why everybody is mad
Yes,
for this
iPhone,
I don't know.
iTab,
I couldn't
iPhone,
make it out.
iPad. Yes,
Samsung does very well, and so many other brands,
exactly.
they all do very well.
Very well, sir. Yes. So, how does it make sense? You are just spending, you are spending so much of your money to have a particular brand's phone. See. I am going to say hello. Be it Samsung's phone, be it iPhone. It doesn't matter. We are going to take pictures. It is not going to change my face, my
Look,
look. So how does it matter why to spend a lot of money? It is
yes.
better if you have that money, you can just donate. There are so many needy and poor people. They really want, even they don't have food to eat. They don't have clothes to wear. If we have that much money, we can spend a part of our money to those people. We will be feeling,
That
happy and
gives you
content.
immense happiness. That gives you
Yes,
do it and you feel that happiness. It can't be
exactly.
described in words.
Yes,
And on parenthood, we must also teach our kids not
yes.
to subscribe to inflated lifestyles.
Right, ma'am. Right, ma'am. And if you want, okay, invest your time in your studies and like make a career, make a good career, then fulfill your dream. We have done our part. We have given you. We have already given you better life, as you told that you are
Now
the first
you try
generation.
yourself and make it best.
Yes,
You try
right.
yourself.
That
Do
is
at
it.
your own. Yeah.
I told him that it is your investing time. If you invest your time in studies, if you have that clarity of mind, what you want to do in your life, go for it. Have a good career, make money, and fulfill not only your dreams but mine too. So
And ultimately, you have to take over the control of your life. We are not
yes,
going to stay with you forever.
exactly.
You have
Right,
to
right.
see and if you want to enjoy everything in your life, first
Yes,
come up to that level. So
exactly.
you have to earn it. You have to earn it yourself.
That's it. So my son is he used to like he tells his friends, you know what my mama says, if you want this, you have to earn this. Do your parents also tell you?
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
but he's like touchwood. We have very good bond. We three
Close
he
knit, kind of.
yes, yes, ma'am. He understands us both of he understands both of his parents, and now he has that clarity of thought. Okay, all these kind of materialistic stuff is just to, but somehow he's also helpless because as you told that he is dealing with those children who come from that
From
sophisticated
second or
background.
third generation kind of
Yes,
people.
yes.
Mm.
So willingly or unwillingly, you have to be part of that, of those gossips, of those kind of discussions. And he is in his tender age. It really affects. But yes, he discusses like everything with me. He has that habit. He will tell me each and everything. So that is the best part, and I'm always here to guide him. Okay, so
And
yes,
this kind of environment and these kind of people, they must be around us because that provides you the opportunity, like you
yes.
are giving guidance to your son.
Hmm.
Now he can make out the difference between what is good and what is bad.
Yes,
Where to draw the
exactly.
line. So this kind of society also contributes a lot
Yes, ma'am.
in our growth to make us learn.
Learn. And
They are
he,
integral part and important part of the society, and they should also be there around us so
yes,
that we can make out the right kind of judgments in a
right. And
particular situation.
one more thing I want to add here. Sometimes you know what we do as a parent. If our children children are approaching us for their for queries or they have some questions, so most of the time we just tell them, okay, you have nothing to do with this. Go and study. Why you are asking? You always ask. You always come with questions. So I think if our kid has if our children have kind of queries or they have some doubts, as a parent it's our duty to clear them. There should be we should.
Clarify all their doubts.
Yes, yes. Because my son is a curious kid. He always comes with lot many questions. Mama, this is going on like this. Why this happens?
Why?
Now he's
Why?
growing up. Yes, yes. He's always come with why. So many why. It's not only for one time. So there earlier I used
All
to get.
W's, all W's. Why?
Hmm.
Who? When?
Who?
Whom?
When? Yes.
How?
Exactly. So there was a time I used to get irritated. Like, why, Suryash, you are always full of questions. I can't answer each of your question. But now I understand. No, like I have to answer. So that's what I have improved in myself. Whenever he comes to me with any question, it can be useless. Many times he has silly questions, but yes, I'm always here to answer his questions, to solve his queries, because this is the way, I guess this is the one step to get that connection with your child. Because he should have that sense of he should have that thought in his mind that if I have any question or if I have any doubt, my parents are there to help me. He should have that clarity in his mind, so
Confidence
that
that he
yes,
can
he should.
confide in you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And this is the reason, or
Otherwise, he would try to find the answer of the question which he hasn't got from you from somewhere
yes,
else.
yes,
But
exactly. Somewhere.
that question will always remain in his mind. He would
In his,
always try to find the answer to that question, even if you have
yes,
not given him the
not,
not satisfied him.
yes, and he like he will look for outer help, and maybe who knows, it is going to help him or it is going to trouble him.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
being a parent, it's our duty to answer all the questions of our children. And anything else, ma'am, if you want to add here?
Uh, I, I think that we should have a very close knit bond with our children.
Yes.
That so that whenever they come home, whatever
Hmm.
be their age, whether they're school going, they're college going, or they have reached to the professional level,
Hmm.
they should have that kind of bonding with the parents, that if they are sitting with the mom, they should come and embrace you in the arms, and
Yes.
they must tell you everything. And if they are sitting with the father, and they should be like, hi dude, this was my
Yes.
kind of my day. And I think there is nothing beautiful than this.
Exactly, ma'am. Exactly. You know what? In our, especially in middle class families, fathers are like, oh my God, पापा आ गए, शांति से बैठो, पापा आ गए, टीवी मत चलाओ.
Yeah,
Mostly in middle class families, father is a kind of giant finger. You know, he's so it should not be.
it
My
shouldn't be
son,
like that.
yes, my
Mm.
son is more friendly with his father than me. I am strict with him, but my husband is not. He's like,
One needs
yes,
to be.
yes, one needs to be. So they both are like buddies. My son, if my husband bashes at my son, so he's like, "How dare you, Papa? You are scolding me? How could you? You are my friend, your buddy." Like, and if I bash him, so he's like, "Okay, Mama can." Mama is like, for him, Mama is always right. If Mama
Actually,
is,
balance is very important,
yes,
Neha. If
exactly,
you're strict, then he must be very cool.
yes,
So
yes.
one must be there to pacify the situation.
Right. So with even if I talk about myself, at this age only, at this age also, I am very close to my father, to both of my parents. My mother is like mother. There is nothing to say about my mother because I have spoken so much already about my mother. But yes, even now, if I am in trouble, the first thing I do, I just call to my father, because I get all the solutions. He is. Father is like, what to say, I can't express. For me, if I can imagine Lord Shiva or my god,
God.
Ishtadev, so it would be like my father. Because for me, he is, touch wood, he, may God give him long life and healthy life. Yes,
Who is God? What is God?
yes,
Who fulfills our
yes,
all desires and our wishes?
yes, ma'am, yes,
Who drags us out of the difficult situations?
right,
And
right.
that is what on this planet Earth our fathers do for us.
Yes, being a girl, I never felt like, okay, I can't share this my father with my father. No, it was never like when I was not married, and now even I am 40, and if there is any problem, I just call to my father and I get a solution to that problem. And I'm blessed, and I can't imagine my life without my parents. I just love them. And you know what, when I watched your video where you were just focusing on your father, he was eating something, and that emotional song, I was literally crying while watching that video. I can't tell you, I had goosebumps, ma'am. And love you
Whenever
for
I see
that,
that
love
video,
you.
per chance sometimes that video comes my way.
Hmm.
So I think it's self-explanatory. I
Yes.
can't put it in words.
Right, ma'am. I had literally goosebumps, and I was crying that watching, and I watched that video. Don't know for how many times. I was watching it again and again. It nothing to say. It has that feelings. I could feel that, and I was like, oh, ma'am, like what to say, ma'am. It was very.
When I showed that video,
Hmm.
my dad is not into that much. What is this
Hmm.
YouTube? What I do? And in
Yes.
this very moment, my parents are also living with me.
Okay.
So I'm taking care of my three parents. If
Hmm.
you go back to that video, at the back of my dad, there is one pic of another old
Yes.
papa.
Yes.
That was my father-in-law, who loved me
Oh,
more than my father.
wow.
And he's no more. We
Oh.
missed him.
Hmm.
We lost him 1 year back.
Oh, okay.
For me, he was more than my dad, right?
Hmm.
So for the last 2 years, I have been taking care of my four old parents. My
Okay.
mom came here for some reason. He had stroke. He couldn't go back.
Okay.
So my dad is not into that much into it. And
Hmm.
my the nursing staff of my mom, because my mom is totally on bed, she's being
Okay.
taken care by the nurse the whole day.
Okay.
Just she discusses with me, and she was scrolling on because she has subscribed to my channel. She
Okay.
saw that video, and when that video she showed to my father,
Hmm.
I was standing there and just tears were coming out of my
Yes.
eyes. I couldn't say anything to my dad, but it
Right.
is so, yeah,
Yes, ma'am. I
this
could
is
feel that.
parenthood. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So when I guess there's like parents are getting old. You have
Yeah,
uh,
देखते देखते पेरेंट्स बूढ़े हो
ah,
जाते हैं,
yes. And
देखते
you know
देखते.
what? I can't explain you. I was like, that is the reality. And I can feel this that yes, my parents are growing old. And you know what? That fear that they are growing old. And I am just, I don't want to discuss that. But
We
that
can't
video is,
imagine life without parents.
yes, yes,
Simply
ma'am.
this
Yes,
way.
ma'am.
And we
So,
are the kids till our parents are there,
yes, exactly.
right?
Right,
And
ma'am.
we always want to enjoy that kidhood or childhood,
Yes.
whatever is your age, whatever is my age,
Mm.
right? Kids are always kids for their parents.
Yes,
And you
exactly.
remain in that state because there is always some hand which is
Mm.
there to bless you, which is
Right.
always at your head all the time whenever
Yes,
you see them. We don't want to lose that moment,
exactly,
but
ma'am.
reality we are
Reality is,
aware of.
yes, that is the main, like we are helpless here. We feel helpless.
Yeah.
We can't do this. But it was really, we started with parenting and we are getting emotional now. So it was really nice interaction with you, ma'am. And I hope our videos go viral because